Looking rich, quietly drowning. Let's start with something uncomfortable. In today's world, you can look successful and be financially fragile at the same time. Nice apartment, new car, vacation photos from Europe, designer bag, brunch in the city skyline. From the outside, winning. From the inside, one unexpected expense away from panic. This isn't just happening in one country. It's not just a young people problem. It's not just social media hype. It's structural, it's cultural, and it's global. Across the United States and Europe, millions of people are running a financial race where the goal isn't stability, it's appearance. And appearance is expensive. Cash flow keeps you alive. Status keeps you visible. The problem? Visibility doesn't pay the bills. The global illusion of success. In the United States, surveys repeatedly show a large percentage of households living paycheck to paycheck. Even among six-figure earners, many report financial stress. In the United Kingdom and across the European Union, rising housing costs, energy bills, and food prices have squeezed middle-class households. Yet lifestyle expectations remain high. Here's the paradox. Income has increased for many professionals. Access to credit has never been easier. Consumer options have never been broader. And yet financial anxiety is rising. Why? Because the standard of normal keeps moving upward. What used to be luxury is now baseline. What used to signal wealth is now expected. A new car every few years, international travel, premium tech, restaurant culture, high-end gyms. Individually, none of these are evil. But together without cash flow discipline, they become a trap. What cash flow actually means? Let's strip this down to fundamentals. Cash flow is not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep consistently. Cash flow is the difference between money in minus money out, and whether that difference builds resilience or drains it. Someone earning $4,000 a month and saving $800 consistently is financially stronger than someone earning $10,000 and saving nothing. Status is about perception. Cash flow is about position. Perception fades fast. Position compounds. The psychology of status. Humans are social creatures. We compare, we measure, we signal. For most of history, your comparison group was your village, maybe your neighborhood. Now, it's the entire world. Scroll through social media and you'll see rooftop dinners in New York City, weekend escapes to Paris, beach sunsets in Barcelona, minimalist apartments in Berlin. It feels normal because you see it daily, but what you don't see, credit card balances, leasing contracts, buy now pay later payments stacked across apps, stress at a M over unexpected bills. Status is curated, cash flow is private, and private discipline rarely goes viral. The upgrade trap. Here's how it usually plays out. You get a raise, you upgrade your apartment, you get promoted, you upgrade your car, you get a bonus, you book a trip. Individually, each decision feels justified. You worked hard, you deserve it. But here's the hidden pattern. Lifestyle grows faster than assets. Your fixed costs rise, your obligations multiply, your flexibility shrinks. In cities like Los Angeles and London, high earners often carry high structural costs: rent, transport, social expectations. The result? A polished life with razor-thin margins. Credit, the silent amplifier. Modern financial systems make it incredibly easy to look successful before you actually are. In the United States, credit cards with double-digit interest rates are widely accessible. Auto leasing spreads payments over years. Mortgage products stretch a forward. Buy now pay later platforms fragment expenses into manageable slices. In Europe, consumer credit and installment options have expanded significantly in recent years, particularly in urban centers. The problem isn't credit itself. Credit can be useful. The problem is using future income to fund present image. Interest doesn't care about your aesthetic. It compounds whether you're posting or not. Two professionals, two paths. Imagine two young professionals in London. Same salary, same education, same starting point. Person A, premium apartment, leased car, regular international trips, minimal investing, socially impressive life. Person B, modest apartment, public transportation, controlled travel budget, automatic investing, 6-month emergency fund. After 5 years, person A looks more successful online. Person B looks average. After 10 years, Person A is dependent on income continuity. Person B has assets generating income. Person A needs the job. Person B has options. Cash flow is slow at first, but over time it becomes power. The middle class status squeeze. The global middle class faces a unique pressure. They have enough income to access credit, but not enough assets to absorb shocks. They are close enough to wealth to see it, but far enough that maintaining the appearance is expensive. Housing markets in major US cities, rental pressures in European capitals, education costs, healthcare costs, lifestyle inflation, all of it pushes one quiet message: keep up. But keeping up without cash flow control leads to stagnation. You earn more, you spend more, you save the same or less. The treadmill speeds up, you don't move forward. Why modesty feels like failure. In high visibility cultures, simplicity is often misread as underachievement. Driving an older car must be struggling. Living below your means must not be ambitious. But some of the wealthiest individuals in the world live far below their capacity, especially in early accumulation phases. Because real wealth isn't built through display, it's built through discipline. Status requires audience validation. Cash flow requires self-control. One feeds ego, the other builds leverage. The emotional cost of status living. This isn't just financial, it's psychological. Constant comparison creates anxiety, impulse spending, fear of missing out, identity tied to consumption. When self-worth attaches to visible markers, every purchase becomes emotional. You're not buying shoes, you're buying belonging. You're not upgrading your phone, you're upgrading perceived relevance. Corporations understand this deeply. Entire marketing ecosystems are engineered around one core message: you are not enough yet, so upgrade. But enough never arrives. Cash flow is quiet power. Healthy cash flow gives you emergency resilience, investment growth, negotiation strength, career flexibility, mental clarity. When you have 6 months of expenses saved, you negotiate differently. When you have diversified investments, you think long-term. When your lifestyle is controlled, downturns hurt less. This is invisible strength. No one applauds your emergency fund, but it might save your future. The future isn't getting cheaper. Let's be realistic. Global inflation cycles fluctuate, but structural costs, housing, healthcare, education trend upward. Technology shifts industries. Automation changes job markets. Geopolitical instability creates uncertainty. If your financial structure is fragile, you're exposed. Status doesn't hedge risk. Cash flow does. In uncertain times, flexibility beats flash. Brutal self-assessment. Ask yourself, if you lost your job tomorrow, how many months are you safe? If a major medical expense appeared, could you handle it? If the market drops, are you over-leveraged? If the honest answer creates tension, that's not weakness, it's information. And information is power if you act on it. Reframing wealth. We need a new definition of rich. Rich is not the newest car, the biggest apartment, the most expensive watch, the most photogenic vacation. Rich is the ability to say no, the ability to rest, the ability to leave a toxic job, the ability to survive economic shocks, the ability to invest consistently. That version of rich rarely trends, but it survives recessions. Practical counter-status strategy. If you want to pivot from image-driven to cash flow-driven living, here's the uncomfortable playbook. Delay major lifestyle upgrades 2 to 3 years after income increases. Automate investing before increasing discretionary spending. Build a 3-6 month emergency fund as non-negotiable. Track fixed expenses aggressively. Separate assets from liabilities emotionally and financially. Reduce exposure to comparison-heavy media environments. Measure progress by net worth growth, not visible consumption. None of this is glamorous. That's the point, the compounding equation. Small financial decisions, repeated over time, create exponential divergence. A few $100s invested monthly for a decade compounds into serious capital. A few $100s of lifestyle inflation monthly compounds into dependency. Both feel small today, both become massive tomorrow. Time magnifies discipline or the lack of it. The 12-month no status experiment. Imagine 1 year where you don't upgrade your car, you don't chase trend-based purchases, you reduce discretionary spending by 20%. You automate investments monthly. You aggressively reduce high-interest debt. After 12 months, you won't look dramatically different. After 5 years, you'll operate in a different financial category. Freedom grows quietly. Why this matters in the US and Europe? Because consumer culture is deeply embedded. Because credit systems are sophisticated and accessible. Because social signaling is normalized. Because making it is often equated with visible consumption. But data repeatedly shows a sobering reality. Many households are one disruption away from crisis. This is not about laziness. It's about alignment. Income growth without structural discipline leads to fragility. Cash flow control builds durability. The uncomfortable truth: status is addictive. It gives immediate feedback. It generates compliments. It signals progress. Cash flow discipline is boring. It's spreadsheets, delayed gratification, unseen progress. But when economic stress hits, and it always does, boring wins. Final reality check. You can spend half your life financing a lifestyle designed to impress people who are too busy managing their own image to truly care. Or you can build a system that protects you when applause fades. Looking rich is loud. Being financially stable is quiet. But when crisis comes, layoffs, recessions, health emergencies, the loudest lifestyle often collapses first. Cash flow is not glamorous. It is not flashy. It does not trend. But it builds something status never can: control. And in an unstable world, control is the ultimate luxury. So the question is simple: do you want to look successful? Or do you want to be structurally strong? Because when the economy tightens, designer labels won't save you. Cash flow will.